multidisciplinary exhibition, the Ekinoks brings together 7 Georgian artists and unfolds the awareness of human identity and the path of formation of the consciousness from the late 20th to the beginning of 21st century perspective. The research of the exhibition is based on the lectures of famous Georgian philosopher Merab Mamardashvili, who delivered lectures to Tbilisi State University students from 1985 to 1986. So the name Ekinoks derives from his lectures, where he explains the place of the expression of the consciousness at the point of the equation of day and light. Exhibition is also constructed on a dualistic principle with the reference to the interrelation and interaction of day and light, and the interaction of collective and individual in the time-varying patterns are discussed. Exhibition starts with the sculpture version of Gia Edzgueradze's monumental work, which is called Papillon. Papillon in French means butterfly. So the overall figure of the sculpture repeats the figure of the butterfly, although we see 2 wrestlers wrestling with each other, fighting with each other. And the material of the work consists of a black rubber mat and white glossy plexiglass, which also creates a contradiction. The idea of this artwork derives from the path of caterpillar to butterfly metamorphosis, which in Heidegger is described as a phenomenon of poiesis, and Mamardashvili describes this path as an effort in time. The overall idea of the artwork can be perceived as an effort in time within individual contradictions inside the human. I would decide in 3 parts the whole exhibition: memory, continuum, and individual act. Andros Emeiko's installation, which is, by the way, was commissioned by Yerat's Contemporary Art Center, is about writing his own story. He does a mural painting performance and paints on fabrics, and he does a map of his individuality, which consists of, as we can see, geopolitical shifts, social norms in which he arises. So it means the factor of memory plays an important role in a collective consciousness, depicting the similar stories of each other. If Andros Emeiko's work is based on the factors that arise in a person, a feeling of a memory due to geopolitical shifts, personal stories, social norms and patterns. On the contrary, Tamaroke's monumental artwork that was also commissioned by Iorat Space depicts the contemporary challenges which the contemporary human being now experience. So the process of creation of this artwork is interesting and depicts the idea of the artwork. So what she does is that she scans ready-made objects, her own paintings or images in an internet, and then puts layers on each other until the image is blurred. And then she depicts and prints it on a film screen. That is, for her, the contemporary cultural code in terms of technological shifts and information openness. The flow of the information and the mankind's everyday life is becoming like a scrolling. It is nothing more than standing in an abyss, and the factor of memory is lost. The idea of the memory is lost. Another discourse that is represented at the exhibition is continuum by the study of the architecture of light. And light is a reference to the knowledge or to the truth. For example, Heraclius refers to light as if the world is ruled by a flash of light. That means understanding the truth, but you can stay with the truth or knowledge without a constant effort. So what Konstantin Mindaze does, he researched the constitution of light in his yellow portal, Solaris Aurum. By oil painting, he depicts all the gradations of the yellow, that is a light that comes from the darkness or that disappears into the darkness. For the perceiving of light, there should be a darkness, emptiness, and tension. So on the contrary, we see another artwork of the Konstantin Mindaze, Now, ellipse form artwork with the title on it, Now. Dimension of time plays an important role in information perception, and the only place for the perception is the present, because you can't do expression or interaction with past or with future. The present only place where the information can be perceived or the consciousness expression happens is the place now. And on the other hand, it's always changing and it's never the same. So that's why also portal ellipse-like shape Konstantin Mindadz's artwork depicts a black mat with the sand soil and encaustic work. To sum up, if we were discussing previously the constitution of light and its gradations in Luca Lasser's artworks, it's seen on more global perspective, and global pattern is depicted on his artwork, which in reality consists of small individual particles. They have their own direction and on their boundaries, but overall image is different. Overall image is again a butterfly. But if in case of Giaz Guaradze we saw a contradiction within the individual, here I think Luca Lasser's artwork is more about global patterns, repetitive patterns that take place, that sometimes look like each other. And the great example of this is his video Moving Still and Ephemeral Transformation, where massive scenes are shooted, and there we can notice the system and structure repeating in the different forms. And in terms of the continuum, then again arise the contradiction between collective and individual, and the subject of individual independent emergence in a collective system is the subject of research in Levan Songulashvili's artwork. Levan Songulashvili investigates the phenomenon of collective existence, the idea of collectiveness. He transfers in a 3D his canvas in a special video sculptural installation, where he creates a sphere-like objects and a 3-channel video installation where we see a mass moving forward and backward, and only one person is standing in the center and watching on the visitor. And visitor also have the possibility to stand within this installation and experience the idea of collectiveness and idea of place of individuality within the collectiveness. And the great expression of individual act is the culmination at the last hall of our exhibition, when the perspective is given vice versa, not collective influence on an individual path, but how individuals can express and create a path that is impenetrable to the outside world. In 1987, Kokaramishvili found an old piano near his studio, where he reassembled the instrument and transferred the shadow of each part of the instrument to the canvas. The artwork is called Orpheus' Letter to Every Kid. And the focus here is made on structure, tension, pause between the rhythms. And this condition leads us to think about a vacuum. Vacuum is a place exactly that is impenetrable to outside world. And aside from the artwork, we see a video work that was created in 2023. Though the photos reflecting the video was shot from 1997 to 2001, we see a portrait of a people with their closed eyes thinking about love. The portraits arise from light and disappear into the light, and they have their eyes closed, though the expression is so full, and one can read different stories of different people, absolutely not similar to each other. That creates a great universe, different universes. And this is the manifestation of individualism. And this video also leads us back to the thoughts of Orpheus and the thoughts about the declaration of life and fighting the death comes to our minds.